Saturday the 27th of April, Linden Park, Tawa. Tawa versus Wainui, Premier Reserves. About 8 minutes into the game, 19-0 already to Tawa. See how you ended up chasing there? If you had stayed this side of the ruck and just gone straight through on this side of the ruck, you might have got better. So just be aware of that as an alternative line. And instead of chasing backsides, you can be ball on line very quickly if you do that. Good control, not allowing him to run away like that. That's good. And we're very interested if you stay in this position. Wainui attacking team ball. And I'd like to ask you why you would stand there. What's your thought process, what you're thinking? And why I ask that is that you were about 7 or 8 metres from the goal line. And I'd challenge you what probably your next biggest decision potentially can be around there. Got away with it this time, but another day. I want you to have a think about that. Good running line along the goal there, and then coming back to the ruck, so that was well done. Good positioning. So here I think you're just being extremely lazy. You need to be sprinting back, and you should be much closer to that ball and much further back. You need to be ball on line much quicker. Lower grades, okay, you can get away with that. Premier Reserve, and you wanting to go above that, that's just lazy and not acceptable. same thing there. I think you could have been another 2, 3, 5 metres closer to the line of the ball. Just in case that one day something happens, you need to be up there. So if you want to be a premier referee, well then you need to pick up that aspect of your game. So see how you got caught there and had to run through the D line and back again? I think and there again, I think you're too flat initially and not giving yourself width once you see the ball. A little bit better width there, but I reckon you could have still been gone out another 2, 3, 4 metres from there once you saw that the ball was clearly under control by Tawa. And then if they had moved it infield, all the players would have just gone inside you. There's a lot of discussion there around binding in the front rows. You can preempt a lot of that by saying, my expectation is you will do this, or you will show this, and you can reduce the discussion right down. Have the discussion later on in the clubrooms, but here it's like saying, my expectation is you will have a long bind, you will have a bind on the back of the shoulder, you will be square, you will only drive straight forward initially, those kind of wordings.
Racing right through, he might have a clear run under it, and he will run it in for a try.
So it looked to me like there that you were just going to stand and look at that. With kicks at this level where you don't have ARs, my belief is that you should be following that ball on, getting bored on line with the goalpost, and then you can make much better decisions if that ball just drops over or under a crossbar. But there's also a perception thing. Wanting to referee Premier Rugby, you want to start to look like a Premier referee, so it's the little things that can change that perception. such as following kicks in. So whistle, not bad, but I think it can be louder. So there, a chance to call the captain out and just have a quiet word about verbal, and that it only needs to be through him. That's all about control. Here I'm going to be looking at your head and seeing if you're going to be scanning the defending backline. So I didn't video that kick, I was doing some writing, but once again you were just sitting watching, and as I said, it's not a good perception for you because you're wanting to take your game to another level now. So you run in following a kick and then just roll away. You should be running harder. Okay, that turned out quite clear, but I'd like to see you sprinting off after that kick, getting much more sort of ball on line to where it's possibly going to be taken, and then buttoning off. So once again, there's been what appears to be a seemingly long discussion about something. Oh, we've gone golden oldies for some reason, so obviously that's what the discussion is about. My impression at this stage around tackle ruck is that you're getting too flat too early, and causing you a couple of issues. I think you need to work on keeping a bit of angle, and then as you can see the ball clearing, that's when you start to flatten and also give you some more width. So there, once again, you just stood and watched when that ball was passed back to the Wainui player. that in my mind's also lazy, and one day you'll get caught out badly because your body momentum was just sitting on your heels. You need to get your body momentum going towards the ball, and then when he kicks, you can turn and go. A good obvious scan of Tawa back line then, so that's good. Come on, sprint. Stop just jogging. You're just jogging. So a premier referee doesn't award the try 10 metres out from the goal line. He runs in and signals at the mark. And as the law book now states, with your back to the dead ball line. Perception, perception, perception. So that looks better already. You got up to where the ball went out, you were the first man there. You can then turn around and watch players approach you. It's all about creating mana on the paddock, doing that through your whistle, through your voice, through the words you use, and getting around the paddock. Come on, sprint, 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 sprint. Stand here.
Probably purely because of not having a legitimate line system.
For me.
I think it's harder for those with long legs. They always look like they're local.
I gave him a clue that he could probably turn the volume off when he was watching it. Just standing and watching.
I guess he's expecting the advantage not to come up.
It's golden oldies.
Scrums.
Yeah.
Who can't feel?
Wainui.
Preston, racing through Preston, still going. Look at some more destroyers going to race him through. Look at
So that looked a little bit better with your chasing. I think you can even go harder. Be right up level with them. You've got long legs. I think you are probably pretty fast. So no need to sit back. You be right up there. Look what you do here. So I think you can help yourself by actually being in field of the kick and then rolling around the ball in line and then following it, rather than being even further away behind the kicker. So there, I think you're still far too far away for a guy who's wanting to be a premier referee. You just cruised up from the kick and stayed long, long way away. That can be very dangerous. You needed to be about 5 metres closer, at least 5 metres closer to that ball when that ball was kicked off.
Does that go 5?
No. Come on, go, go, go. You're just jogging. I probably didn't get close enough to show you that you suddenly had to sprint to get in behind the Wainui ruck because you just sat and watched. So I'm going to use the word urgency, Cameron. That's something you need to imprint in your brain from now on. Urgency.
Because I know a number of people that I'm saying struggle with it, including myself.
So don't really hear any real loud communication around the advantage, which I think once again can help, not only help the players, but I think it can help you as well, around creating the perception of you on the field, and then also so all the players know what's going on. So that's where you want to clearly reiterate your message loud so everybody can hear it. So that's the position where I think you get too flat too early. It can impact on your scanning ability. Just hold back a bit with that, giving yourself that angle into the back of the ruck. And then when the ball's, you can see it clearing, that's when you flatten and pirouette. And if you're going to flatten, you can also decide to go wider as well, to allow players to be able to go on the inside of you. But yeah, as I say, I think you're just getting too flat too quick, or too early.
Preston's racing downfield. Oh, Preston, he's going to go one for a double.
So you jog sprinted back to halfway then, you looked energetic, you looked like a real referee. So from now on it's almost like you're going to be first there for everything. You're going to be there to take the pass so that player doesn't have to kick. You are going to be there. You're going to take the pass at the try time so you can pass the ball to you and you're going to score the try instead of them. You are going to be there. That's going to be one of your missions from now on. Similarly here, get closer to the ball. Come on, get over there. Come on, go, 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 go. See, you're looking much better. Go, 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 go. Much better effort. You looked like you were trying to be ball on line that whole time, so that's much better. Sprint for a start, and then just button back and kick and just cruise. Sprint, and then just cruise. That's your aims. So I knew there was a high tackle advantage there because of your signalling, but how many players could actually see you make that signal? How many people knew about that? A good loud call, advantage, high tackle, would have let everyone know you had that under control and what was going on, and now you're going to end up playing away from it.
Hold him up! Nice rock up! Oh, double butty's gone right through. Double butty, high step. Oh, double butty. A little bit quicker than the old man. Berkshire they get. Pull him a thing. He's racing downfield. He might go all the way. Oh, and inside pass.
So a bit better on the running. Can even go hard.
That's a nice kick. He's still got quite a bit of
So words you can use in that situation is general play, play on. That and around about that Wainui player being able to come from behind and make that tackle because there was no phase. So once again, I'm guessing not too many people know what was going on there around that advantage because certainly from this distance I couldn't hear anything. A player in close may have, but going back to perception of you as a referee and taking it to another level, I think if you can communicate in a short, sharp, loud communication around the advantage, it'll add hugely to your game.
Feeds it out to Wainui.
Go! And again, go!
When you signal a penalty, see how you got your back to the opposition, to the defenders. Get your body orientation more around so you can quickly see and look at defending players if they're going to take a quick tap. Just a few times on the penalties, you're not really looking as if you're aware there's going to be a quick tap because you're not looking at the defending team at all. Keep your head up, look at the defending team. You can still talk while you're doing that, if that's what you're wanting to do. But you're looking at defenders, side scanning at the guys making the tap while you go. You need to be aware of what's going on and where people are. If you just go back and look at that line out, it was a two-handed take that went straight to the ground. Therefore, back lines have to stay back until that ball is cleared. You didn't appear to have a thought process around that or a set process.
Oh, really? Yeah. Is it going wrong?
George. Oh, Preston. Kicking a try line again.
Oh, look, I forgot the guys that you hit last time.
So I don't know how well I picked it up, but there was a situation where you're just in far too close. I think the ball looked like it was pretty much under control of the Wainui players. You could have been much wider.
Still going, Southern Party. Oh, Stoomy. Can he run it in? Oh, Jack Stoomy. Got too much weight on the outside. A lockdown playing left one. Run around. Score under the post. That's 90.